One of the first questions I get from folks about how an AI voice assistant works is what is actually going on behind the scenes, right? So here I have a very simplified workflow to show you what is happening step by step. So when a call comes in, it comes into whatever the business's phone provider is. Could be open phone, could be GoTo, lots of things out there. Comes to phone provider. Now the voice platform has several different components, which I won't go into now in great detail, but it includes the LLM, the large language model that's actually, you could consider it the brains of the system, which is taking the user input and responding to it. There's also the voice part of things. There's text to speech, speech to text, which is basically translating those things back and forth so that your words end up being passed to the AI to parse and to respond to. So that's the voice platform, does a lot. And then the voice platform then passes certain things onto a automation system such as make.com or N8N. And when, for instance, you ask for a booking link or ask for a calendar availability, that gets passed on to make.com where it is running business logic to figure out some of these pieces. And then lastly, in our flow, for instance, it'll send you a booking link to book for a calendar appointment. That will get sent via Twilio, which is a telephony provider who, in this case, they send a text message. And then lastly, it gets sent to the business owner's CRM, and such as Go High Level or Salesforce, could be any number of things. And then finally, an email gets sent both to the customer with a confirmation if they booked, and an email summary also gets sent to the business owner. And also the info gets put into an Airtable. So you have an organized list of all the calls that came in, which you can keep, which you can check up on or analyze later on, so you can keep track of your system and all your calls coming in, as well as the cost, etc. So that's the very basic flow. You have a phone call come in, voice platform handles that, and a lot of the reasoning behind the conversation. If the user wants to take a specific action, such as ask for a calendar appointment or have a text message sent for a booking link, this gets handled by the automation platform. Text message for booking link gets sent from Twilio. The user's information gets then put into a CRM or an Airtable or Google Sheets. And then finally, an email gets sent to the business owner with a call summary. And if the customer booked, an email gets sent to them for a confirmation. So a slightly more in-depth view is the following. So we mentioned that there is a voice platform, and in the voice platform, several things happen. We have the AI assistant that answers. The AI assistant answers any questions. If at any point the AI assistant does not know the answer to a question, or if someone needs to speak to a live person, at that point they get handed off via a warm handoff, whereby the AI agent actually summarizes the call in a brief sentence, letting the human who's answering know what was discussed, so that that way the person who is getting transferred isn't starting over again in terms of explaining what the situation is. And after the user gets their questions answered, they can ask to schedule an appointment. They get sent an online booking link, and they can self-schedule at that booking link, which right on their phone, which is super handy. And that way you don't lose, customers from, going to their desktop and getting hung up on things and all of that. And then finally, they're booked in the CRM, such as Boulevard. Call summary gets entered into Airtable or Google Sheets or wherever you want to store your data. And finally, call transcript gets sent to the business owner or their admin, so they can be alerted of when a call just happened, since they weren't actually picking up the phone in most of those instances. Now let's go ahead and do a quick phone call, and we're going to jump into make.com and Retell, where I'll show you how things are broken down. So Retell.ai is the voice platform. This is where a few things are happening. This is where the LLM, the large language model, such as ChatGPT, for instance, is actually taking all of the data, such as the prompt, which is the instructions to the agent of what it's supposed to do. You have the input from the user, so the words that they're saying, and the speech to text engine is handled by a different provider. And you also pick a voice, or you can create one. And also you have plenty of settings which help you adjust how your call is being handled. And you also have, importantly, your functions, and these are the tools that the AI agent has available to actually take actions on your behalf, such as checking availability or sending a booking link or transferring the call. They also have availability to a knowledge base. Any of your business's key information, the AI agent references the knowledge base. And there are further settings here. And lastly, the webhook settings. This is the address that the information is packaged up in and sent to make.com, which will then handle all of these tools. So make.com is, say, the toolbox where the instructions get sent to. Lastly, we have make.com. This might look a little crazy, but essentially this is the logic of which tools to use. So you have the webhook, which takes the information from Retell.ai, which I was just showing you. And that information, based on what information is received, is sent via these filters, which are filtering for certain things. So for instance, this filter is looking for a tool call called check availability on date. And that will then send it through a logic flow to check the business's calendar. And at the end of the call, email will get sent to the business owner or their admin, and the information will get put into an Airtable. And this branch here is for sending a booking link. We can go ahead and run this right now just to show you what this looks like in action. On the Retell.ai side, the voice platform, we can't actually see anything going on really in real time, but we will be able to see what's happening in make.com. So we'll go ahead and give it a ring.
Hi, this is Drop of Paradise Med Spa, Sophie speaking. How can I help you today?
Hey there, I was wondering what availability you have for next week.
Let me check our availability for next week. Yeah, so for Monday, May 26th, we have openings at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 p.m. Would you like to book one of those times or check other days next week?
Yeah, could we do Wednesday at 1 o'clock, please?
Let me check what we have for Wednesday at 1 p.m. We do have a 1 p.m. slot available on Wednesday, May 28th. Can I get your name to reserve that spot and send you a booking link?
Yeah, this is Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony. I've sent you a booking link for Wednesday, May 28th at 1 p.m. Can you check your phone and let me know if you received it? If not, I can connect you to a staff member to finish your booking.
Yeah, it looks like I got it right here. Thank you.
Great. Glad you got it. Do you have any other questions or need help with anything else today?
Yeah, I think that's it for now. Actually, I was wondering, for your Botox treatment, what's the recovery time like on that? Am I able to, what do I look like on day 2 or 3 if it's in my face?
Yeah, so with Botox, recovery time is usually minimal. Most people have little to no downtime and can go back to normal activities right after. You might see some mild redness or small bumps at the injection site, but those usually fade within a few hours. As for how you look, you might notice a bit of swelling or tiny marks right after, but nothing dramatic. Most people look totally normal by the next day. If you have more specific concerns about your face or want to know how it might look for your unique situation, I can connect you to a staff member for a more personalized answer. Would you like that?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that'd be great.
I'm going to hand you off to someone who can give you more details about how Botox might look and feel for you.
And there you have it. So I received the call transfer from the AI agent who summarized the subject of the call, and then I also received an email transcript. You can also see the transcript came in right here through into Airtable, which is where we have all the call information. And here's the call transcript that came in. It was passed from the Airtable to the email provider. And now, as the business owner or admin, I can check the call transcript and the call went, specific information that was in here, even the sentiment to make sure that the customer was happy, everything ended properly, the end reason to know how the call ended. So for instance, did the AI agent hang up, or did the user hang up, or was it transferred? Good data to have. And then once you have this information, you can then start to run, additional analysis. Once you have a bunch of call data, what are the most common questions asked? Do people have concerns about pricing, etc.? So, and of course, this information is then passed into your CRM as well, so you don't have to do any updating on that. That's a rough overview of how the AI assistant works from top to bottom, from call all the way through to call summary.